Hello mga kapaano kaya? Welcome back to another episode. And this is a special episode because it's Mother's Day and we're shining the spotlight on our everyday heroes, ang ating mga supermoms.
And we're opening the mic to some of our amazing colleagues who aren't just professionals, they also moms. We're diving into their stories, the ups and the challenges, and the beautiful chaos in between.
Right, so it's gonna be real, raw, and full of heart. Kaya samahan nyo kami sa isang episode na siguradong may iyak, tawa, at puno ng pagmamahal.
Yes, and also this is Paano Kaya? Nilaki na kaya lahat. Kwento ng ating supermoms only here in our Universal Access Podcast, Paano Kaya? Ayan. So, good afternoon po sa ating lahat. So, maraming salamat sa pag-unlock. Ayan, napakalalim pag-unlock na sa mga supermoms natin. And let's do a quick check lang po muna.
Oh,
Ayan,
so siguro sir, before that, let's introduce first our special guest for today. So we have Miss Coco, Miss Miriam, Miss Noan, and Miss Rose Ann. So thank you so much po for saying yes to this and for allowing us to hear your story. This means a lot to us. Now that I'm sure now everybody wants to know, or everybody's curious, how did your motherhood journey begin? Like, was it something you expected or did it come as a surprise? Miss Coco, would you also like to share?
Sige. So, my story naman, familiar tayo dun sa term na POC?
Hindi pa naman.
Hindi po masyado.
Okay. Kami kasi as sales, so before namin mabenta yung isang product, we do a proof of concept. So when they ask, pagka successful ang proof of concept mo, so syempre that would convert into sale. Ang joke sa amin na mga maagang nabubuntis ay na POC kasi kami. At successful ang POC. So proceed to purchase. Hence, we got married, my husband and I. But my motherhood journey began when I was very young. I was 18 at the time and I was still in school. So I had to take a leave for a year and then go back sa schooling and then graduate thereafter. So most would ask me, how was your motherhood experience? It was really difficult, I would say, because difficult and I really an eye-opener because as mentioned, I started very young. I was 18. So my growth as a person, as an individual, sinabay ko yon with motherhood. Yun yung naging challenging for me and yet very enriching kasi nga habang kinikilala ko yung sarili ko, meron akong munting anghel na pinalalaki din. So yun. Doon muna, medyo mahaba ang motherhood story ko. Baka, sige lang. So, yun doon tayo nagsimula. I was 18 at the time. I was very young. And, marami akong natutunan at that time.
Wow, grabe. Sobrang totoo po nung it was really difficult. So, thank you so much for that, Miss Coco. So, si Miss Rose Ann.
Hi, good afternoon. Wow, parang na-pressure naman ako sa kwento ni Miss Coco. Very, strong ng kanyang pinagdaanan, di ba? On my end naman, sa part ko, to be honest, motherhood journey ko was really emotional. Why? Before having my baby right now, sorry.
Go lang po, Miss.
I miscarriage. Actually, I lost my first baby when I was 29, which is kabaligtaran ni kay Miss Coco na sabi niya nga at very young age, and then ako naman ay at medyo may edad na. I was 29 when I lost my first baby. Yun nga, actually hindi naman siya yung miscarriage na nalaglagan, ganun. Yung masakit na part is persahan siyang tinanggal kasi wala siyang heartbeat. And then, we planned again. However, it took us a year or more than a year before kami na ulit nagkaroon ng baby. And then, when I was pregnant, mga 6 months or 7 months, we planned to get married ng partner ko, even if pregnant ako, because that time, way back 2021, I guess, aalis yung husband ko papuntang abroad. So, parang ayaw naming ma-feel na parang, kumbaga, hindi kasal. But I have nothing to do with that naman sa ibang cases ha. I respect each other's decision when it comes to marriage, parang ganun. Pero kami, pinlan namin siya kasi para pagkapanganak ko, kumbaga, kasal na kaming lilitaw. At the same time kasi, may edad na din ako. When I gave birth na sa anak ko ngayon, I was 31 years old na. So, talagang medyo hindi siya ganun ka bilis dumating sa amin after my miscarriage. Kaya parang that time, parang medyo dumating kami sa point na parang hopeless ka kasi more than a year na, parang hindi pa din, ayaw pa din, parang ganun. So, nung dumating talaga siya, parang we are very thankful na yun. Kaya talagang, and then ang medyo mahirap pa noon is I gave birth, we got married ng June 2021. Then 10 days after our marriage, lumipad na yung asawa ko pa ibang bansa. And then so yun din yung medyo mahirap kasi wala yung partner ko. Nanganak ako ng August. Yun, wala yung partner ko. So, mahirap siya, pero parang nung nakita ko na, nung time na nanganak ako, actually, ito pa yung masaklap because I had an emergency CS because nagkaroon ng complication. Kaya, na nagpahirap siya. But, I'm still grateful sa doktor ko, sa pedya ng baby ko na kahit ganun yung sitwasyon, we're both safe. However, unfortunately, 3 days after giving birth, nasugod ako sa hospital due to severe infection. So, talagang I can say na parang at that time, parang hindi pwedeng maging mahina. Kahit na sobrang sakit, hindi pwedeng maging mahina kasi meron kang baby na kailangan mong bantayan, kailangan mong alagaan, 'di ba? Parang so kaya sabi ko kay Sir Dets talaga parang when he personally asked me to join here, sabi ko parang very ako doubtful kasi sabi ko baka I'll become more emotional, sabi kong gano'n. So ayun, sorry for being so emotional kasi talagang motherhood is
It's
very,
okay,
very challenging.
miss.
Ayun, yan. Thank you so much. Yun lang.
And thank you so much, Miss Roseanne. And nga, actually, I can relate with Miss Roseanne, pero hindi po ako yun na CS. So at that time is way back, nag-start din ako here in UAS. So yung time na may endorse na rin ako sa production as a agent pa lang po dati. So same po dun sa first baby ni Miss Roseanne is my wife got miscarriage then. Yun yung second punta namin sa doctor to check para magpa-check up. And then yun nga same wala nang naging heartbeat yung nagiging baby namin. And ngayon nagta-try pa rin kami kahit sabihin po natin na almost 4 years na. So we'll still trying. Pero ayun, siguro ibibigay din sa amin ni Lord yung mismong first na pinaka baby po namin. And naging emotional din ako kasi parang halos parehas po yung naging sitwasyon natin, Miss Roseanne. And alam ko
Praying
naman
for
po
you
na
both, sir.
thank you, Miss Anne. Alam ko naman po na mahirap talaga yung maging isang maging ina, especially na malayo po yung husband natin. So thank you so much, Miss Roseanne, sa pag-share po sa amin. Nung lumabas na yung baby natin, what's the most challenging and rewarding part po sa inyo nung nakita nyo na yung mismong mga babies natin?
Actually ako, dapat scheduled CS din. However, hindi umabot. So, September 8 dapat yung operation ko. Kaso, September 4 pa lang, lumabas na si baby. Siguro yung challenging, yes, yung panganganak, it's one of the most challenging parts. Aside from that is yung post-recovery. Kasi, syempre, you already have a baby that you need to look after, di ba? But still, nag-recuperate din yung body mo, 'di ba? As a mother na kakapanganak lang, na 'di ba, kakabukas lang sa tiyan mo. So naghi-heal ka pa, but the demand of the baby is there. So yun yung, I guess, yung pinaka-challenging part sa akin, kasi gustong-gusto kong alagaan syempre yung baby, but I also need to take care of myself, kasi if hindi ko aalagaan din yung self ko that time, syempre maapektuhan ako, mas lalong hindi ko maalagaan yung baby ko. So um ano siya, parang yun yung pinaka-craziest moment. I-share ko lang, yun yung pinaka-craziest moment siguro nung life ko, kasi I really did not expect na ganun siya kahirap. But, hala, nakakaiyak pala to, Sir Mark. Nakakainis ka.
Sorry,
But
Nani.
Si Sir yan, no, nagpapaiyak.
But ayun, grateful kasi I have a partner na, alam mo yun, yung teammate ko. So you really need to look for a partner na talagang sasamahan ka, no, in the worst worst part nung relationship nyo. So nairaos naman, the most rewarding part syempre is yung makikipag-eye to eye sa'yo yung baby mo, yung mga first words niya, yung marinig mo sa kanya yung salitang mama, yung tatawa siya kapag nakita mo siya, kapag uuwi ako, excited siya na makita yung papa niya. So, yung mga little things na yun na before, nung wala pa akong anak, parang normal lang siya. Pero nung na-experience ko na siya, yun yung mga things na chine-cherish mo every now and then, especially na lumalaki na siya. So, dati parang nagrereklamo pa ako, kailan ba matatapos itong puyat na to, yung may mga ganong thoughts ako, pero nung ngayong lumalaki na siya, doon ko na-realize na tama nga yung sinasabi nila na ang bilis ng panahon, ang bilis nilang lumaki, cherish yung time na meron ka habang maliit sila, kasi darating din yung time na baka nabibitawan na nila yung kamay mo. So habang clingy pa sila, so i-cherish mo yung moment na yun. So ako, yun yung mga nililook forward ko every now and then, na kapag umuwi ako ng bahay, especially na, 'di ba, as a working mom, hindi natin sila kasama 24 hours. So ayun po.
Ayan.
True.
Thank you so
It's
much.
really the little
Roxanne.
things, di ba? It's really the
Huwag niyo po
little
kung-
things po.
Ayan.
Sige,
Napaiyak
sir.
ko na yung si Miss Lon at Miss Roseanne. Huwag niyo po kong bibigyan ng love letter, ma'am, no? Baka mamaya may NTE na ako. Sorry na. Napagutusan lang po.
Sa Pasig po, wala pa po tayo napapaiyak. Very strong. Very strong po
to
ang
the
ating
death.
mga moms. Ang goal pala is magpaiyak. Pero I like how Miss Loan said na parang chine-cherish na yung every moment na meron siya with her kid. Kasi 'di ba, parang yung mga moms or parang yung mga sentiments talaga na sinishare nila, na kapag bata pa yung mga anak nila, very clingy or very close sila with the parents. Pero kapag tumuntong na ng teenager stage, ayan, so parang medyo lumalayo na sa parents. So it's really the little things na parang na-cherish mo. And then I think sobrang relatable din nung sinabi ng mga super moms natin na kapag kasi you start the motherhood journey, the changes that you see are sobrang evident, especially physical, di ba? Parang kapag when you experience it, parang ala, grabe, sobrang daming changes with my body and also with parang how you are as a person. So thank you so much pa for all of that, or for sharing that. Parang me and Sir Dats, we can only imagine how difficult it is to be a mom because we've never experienced it real hand. Pero thank you so much. Parang we'll always be in awe at how you do things so effortlessly. Like pero seriously, like how do you manage to do it all? Like what's your secret ingredient, 'di ba? Parang kasi kapag ako po yung mom ko, nagtataka ako, parang minsan nagluluto siya, tapos naglalaba siya, tapos may kausap siya, ganun. Parang, paano siya nakakapag-multitask? Parang merong multitasking skill or multitasking ability yung mga moms. Yan. So, Miss Miriam, baka po ma-share niyo sa amin ng inyong secret ingredient. Like, how do you do it all?
Ako, ma'am, noon, ang ginagawa ko, ano yung una dapat na gagawin sa kanya? For example, siya muna, si baby muna, before ako mag-ayos ng sarili ko, sure ko muna na lahat ng gamit nga okay na. Tapos kahit na working mom ako, kasi nung time na nilabas ko siya, na work from home po talaga ako. So, ang ginagawa ko is meron naman siyang kasama talaga nag-aalaga sa kanya, aside from the family namin na nag-aalaga sa kanya. Gusto ko talaga ako muna. So, syempre, siya muna liliguan ko, then ako, then magwo-work ako. Basta gusto ko muna ako lahat prepare ng gamit niya. Then after that, bibigay ko na
Very
sa talagang
hands-on.
taga-alaga. Oo. Same thing sa gabi. Ako din ang talagang dapat mag-aasikaso sa kanya. Ayoko yung iba yung katabi niya. So, basta ganun lang gagawin ko. Siya muna, then tuloy ako sa work ko. Tapos kung may gusto akong, for example, gusto ko magluto for me ng food na para sa lahat, ako magluluto. Kung hindi, yung iba. Basta laging siya po, madamit man, mapagkain man siya muna. Then, check ko lahat ng kailangan niya na, for example, gatas, meron siya, diaper, di siya mawawalan. Kasi pag mahirap na kasi, nung time na lumalaki siya, pandemic na po eh. So, talaga nag-i-stock na ako pag na makakalabas ako. Para magkaubusan man, tawag nito, prepare ako, hindi yung last minute lalabas ka, di ba, nung pandemic, mahirap po ang paglabas, may particular person lang na pwede or ilan.
Totoo po.
Until now, yan, tulad yan, pagka, di ba, sakto yan, 6 dapat umuwi na ako para before mag 7 or 7:30 nasa bahay ako. Kasi yung expected time nito arrive na ako. Alam niya na yun eh, babasahin niya na yung clock eh. Mama, you're late, 10 minutes, gano'n. So, syempre, sasalubuhin ka niya pagdating mo, hahanapan ka na pasalubong. Pag sabi mo wala, ay, gagano lang siya. So, nasarap na pag-uwi ka, may sumasalubong sa'yo. Kahit na sabi mo wala kang something na dala sa kanya, okay lang sa kanya. Basta alam niya na dadating ka sa usapan niyo na 7. Ganun po siya. Di ba po, Ma'am Coco? Ganun dapat pag mother na.
Dalawa pala yung time in ni Miss Miriam.
Opo.
Sa mismong office tsaka sa mismong bahay.
Kaya ano yun, sir?
Actually, hindi kami nagpapaalam sa mga asawa. Nagpapaalam kami sa mga anak.
Nagtatanong na po talaga sila kasi syempre gusto nilang makasama kayo lagi or gusto rin nila involve sa mga ginagawa nyo. Pero sobrang ganda po nung sinabi nyo na inuuna nyo talaga yung baby nyo tapos sa kanya po sinisingit yung ibang tasks nyo. And for sure, especially I think during the pandemic, sobrang nakatulong din yung work from home setup with our moms. Not just yung mga new moms, pero yung mga moms din na nagpapalaki pa ng mga anak nila kasi they get to do their work at the same time. They get to be with their children too. So, yan. Thank you so much, Miss Miriam. Miss Coco.
Kanina, I was reading through the notes, no? So, nung nakita ko na tinanong na how do you do it, to manage to do it all, a moment of self-reflection, hindi ko masabi na nagagawa ko lahat. That's in all honesty. I just try to do what I can do in a day. Kumbaga, sometimes kasi as a mother, if I may share, as a working mother per se, we try to overcompensate. So, yung time sa work and then yung time sa bahay, it's really difficult to manage na. Mabibigay mo yung all-in para sa mga bata. And I hear my co-mothers here and saludo ako sa inyo for recognizing na kailangan ibigay niyo yung oras niyo sa mga bata habang maliliit pa sila. Being the mom of siguro, ako yung pinakamatanda ata dito, no? Hindi ko kasi ganun na-enjoy yung oras ko with my daughters kasi I was really working at the time. So, isa yun sa mga naging parang regret ko because at the time sabi ko, bata pa naman yan, hindi naman yung masyado maiintindihan pa na wala ako sa bahay, ganyan. Because that was me at the time, young and selfish, that I wanted to build my career as well. So, ngayon, hinahabol ko yun. And during the pandemic, I would always say it was a blessing in disguise because it was a hard stop for me na eto yung oras ko na nabigay ko sa mga bata. 24/7 nandun ako sa kanila. Nakikita ko sila kumain. I always provided my yaya, my driver, whatever. Pero iba pala yung diretso mong nakikita na lumalaki yung mga bata. Ikaw yung nag-provide ng food nila. Ikaw talaga yung naghahanda. And yun yung Yun yung realization sa akin na hindi naman kasi because I am able to provide. It was more on dapat yung presence ko nandun sa kanila. Yun ang importante sa mga bata. Yun ang importante sa mga anak natin. And being a mother of three very beautiful angels, na-realize ko rin kasi na how I am as a mother to them, that would also be their model, kumbaga, kung paano rin sila magiging mothers sa mga magiging anak nila. So, gusto kong, I try, it's still a process. I try to correct na hindi lang ako basta nanay na nagpo-provide. Nanay ako na nandun sa kanila habang lumalaki sila. Hindi lang remotely, but andun ako all the time. So, yung mga moments na-mention kanina, pag sinasalubong ka, pagka tinatanong ka kung anong oras ka uuwi, ganun yung mga bata sa akin. They ask kung naka-leave ba ako, kung bakit nasa bahay ako, pwede bang sa kanila ko ibigay yung undivided attention ko, which is I so appreciate the maturity of my children because kapag ka nasa opisina naman ako, hindi din naman nila ako dinidisturbo. Kumbaga, binibigay din naman nila sa akin yun. So, I'm very thankful na nagagawa ko kung ano yung mga dapat kong gawin, that I am in a position wherein I said earlier, I don't know how I manage it, but I am able to do it as I go.
Wow, sobrang heartfelt naman po. Diyos ko, kumutik na rin po akong maiyak. Pero indeed, it really makes a difference to show up as a parent. For me, parang as a child, it's different kapag may mga event. Parang nung bata ako, it's different kapag nandyan yung parent ko supporting me. It's different kapag wala sila. Parang it's a different feeling or it's not complete. So it really makes a difference to show up or to make them feel na you are there, you are present. Pero although na-acknowledge natin na mayroon tayong mga hindi nagawa for our child or children before, please know that you are enough. You've done enough for your child. Given all the circumstances or all the experiences that you have to go through, it's really difficult to be a mom kasi you have to juggle a lot of things. And although meron kang co-parent with our society kasi today, the responsibility of a child still heavily is on the mom, di ba? Pero I hope or I'm totoo, standards. Pero I think naman, or I hope na that's changing. Kasi 'di ba when nagbubuntis po yung isang mother, it's a plural na parang we're pregnant. So hopefully may changes din doon na parang the pressure is not just on the mother. Pero please know that given the circumstances that you have to face through or the things that you have to juggle at the same time, you've done enough or you are enough. So thank you so much for that, Super Moms. All the things that you've gone through, all the things you've done, not just for your kids, but for your family, all those sacrifices didn't go unnoticed. We all value and appreciate the person you are and your efforts. So thank you. Now, if your child listens to this one day, what message or lesson would you want to leave them?
Miss Loan.
Alam, maiyak na naman ba tayo? Sige. What one thing I want my child to always remember siguro, eto. To my baby love, baby love kasi yung tawag ko, no? Always remember that you are enough, just as you are. The world may try to define you, compare you, or change you. But you always have to come back to who you are inside. Be kind, stay curious, and know that no matter what, Mama will always be your safe place. Yun lang po.
Oh, grabe po yung mga words na yun. Sobrang nakaka-touch. If ako po yung anak nyo, parang those are the words, exact words that I wanted to hear from my parents too, to say na I'm enough. Kasi sometimes, especially if parang as a kid, may mga times na feel mo hindi ka enough. Pero parang that assurance itself from your mom or from your parents says a lot. So thank you so much po for that, Miss Roseanne. Tama ba, sir?
Yes, tama po.
Ayun, Ma'am Lo talaga. For me naman, for my baby shark, 'di ba Sir Dit? For my
Opo.
baby shark, of course, you only live once. Oh, YOLO, 'di ba? So, I want my baby to live life the way he wanted to be. Full of happiness, at the same time with respect and fear of God, of course. Kasi kalabanin ka man ng lahat na nakapaligid sa'yo, God will always protect you. At the same time, ako as a mother will always protect my baby no matter what, of course, as much as alam ng baby ko yon na always do what is best and what is right. At the same time, never ever hurt anybody else habang buhay ka. Kasi um, it is always a privilege to live life with respect and love by many. Okay? Mas maganda kasing, yun nga, be respectful kasi kapag alam ng tao na you know how to respect them, definitely you will receive respect from them. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Rose Ann and Miss Lo Ann. And I guess meron din kayong gustong sabihin sila Miss Coco and Miss Miriam. Si Miss Coco po muna.
Niloloko ko si Ray kasi feeling ko mas iiyak pa siya kaysa
Iyakin mo kasi talaga ako.
for my daughters, no? Si Lena, si Aidan, si Kaylee, my three beautiful angels. I would always be very thankful because God has allowed me to call you my daughters, and that He has gifted me with the opportunity to bear you into this world. And I am also very grateful for that challenge na I am able to rear you into your womanhood, into the ladies that you will become, and successful women that you will be in the future. Just always remember, mommy will be behind you, beside you. I will carry you through. No matter what happens, nandito ang mommy nyo. So I tell them, I assure them all the time that they may have not so good decisions at some points of their lives, but I will never ever leave them, and I will happily take them in kung ano mang mangyayari. So, yung pagmamahal ng ina encompasses everything. Yan yung gusto kong masabi. Kahit anong mangyari, nandito ako para sa kanila.
Thank you, Miss Coco. And lastly po, Miss Miriam.
Grabe ako, for me naman, ang masasabi ko sa baby ko, maging totoo siya sa sarili niya. What I mean is, ganon, yung, halimbawa, hindi ka nagpapanggap na, for example, mabait ka, just be yourself. Like ko tinuturo sa kanya, hindi lahat ng bagay pwede mong makuha, pwede kang magkaroon. So, pinaghihirapan siya, pinagtatrabuhan siya ni mama, ni papa, para mabibigyan siya ng maayos na buhay, maayos na school na pwede niyang magamit or matuto siya ng kung ano bang bagay-bagay. Like ko sinasabi na mapagmahal ka sa lahat ng tao, regardless kung ano man ang uri niyang tao. Kasi 'di ba, ngayon nag-explore na siya ng buhay niya. So nakakita na siya iba't ibang tao pag lumalabas kami. Kasi na iba nakikita niya yung face, iba yung itsura. Kasi nga po, ngayon na nag-aaral siya, everyday nasa labas siya halos. So sabi niya, Mama, bakit ito may something sa face, may ganyan. Sabi ko, tao rin yun, sabi ko. So, you have to treat everyone as equal. For example, everyone is a human, sabi ko. Kasi di ba yung sasabi natin na tao ka nga, pero yung asal mo is sometimes nagiging hayop, di ba? So, talaga tinuturo ko sa kanya na huwag ka titingin sa physical na katawan or itsura ng isang tao, titignan mo yung kalooban niya. Kasi may iba, di ba? Mabait siya, pag may bibigay ka, or mga ganun, may nasi-share ka, kaya sa naging mabait. Ngayon, like kung sinasabi sa kanya na dapat matuto kang makinig, pag pinagsabihan ka ng iba, for example, tita mo man siya, kasin mo siya, kung sino nakita sa namin, oy, bad to. O tatanungin mo, bakit po bad? Yun. So, every time na pinasabihin ko siya, ini-explain ko ng maayos. Pag di niya pa na maintindihan, pinapakitaan ko siya ng picture. I-search ko sa sa website. O, ito yung mangyayari. For example, di ka nakinig. Halimbawa, sabi ko, wag ka umakyat dito dahil baka mahulog ka. Sasabihin niya, bakit po? Bakit mama? If I fall, what will happen? So, if for example, if you fall, worst case, it's gonna happen to you. Ini-explain ko siya kasi po, iba na yung mind ng tao ngayon. Kasi kino-compare ko siya sa mga pamangkin ko before. Iba siya mag-isip na eh. Hindi ko sure dahil ba sa nakakain or naiinom ngayon na gatas or dahil ba sa yung tinatawag natin ng mga Gen Z, mga AI, mga so whatsoever. Kasi di ba exposed na sila sa internet, sa mga gadgets. So, suddenly, di ba may mga commercial na nakikita niya. So, syempre, hindi na natin talagang from time to time nakita mo siya na-observe mo kung anong ginagawa niya, no? Sasabi mo from time to time na mali, tama yung pinapanood mo, tama yung pinapakinggan mo, mali pinapakinggan mo. So, ang ma-advise ko lang lagi is makikinig siya, uunawain niya, bakit mali, bakit tama, bakit siya sasabihan, bakit siya pinapagalitan, bakit ko siya ginugroom na ganito. Kasi gusto ko talaga at the end of the day, maging responsible siya kung ano may ginagawa niya mga bagay-bagay. Tulad ng nagkakaroon siya ng pagkakamali, minsan kahit ano sabi mong stop, ginagawa niya. Then nagkakaroon ng something na minsan yung nagiging worse ba yung case, for example, instead na hindi mabasag, nababasag. So, in-explain ko, di ba nabasag kasi nilagay mo hindi sa gitna, sa dulo. So, pag ganon, naiintindihan niya po. So, nagbigay ako ng mga example. So, lagi ko lang siguro masasabi na makikinig. Yun ang una, makikinig. Pangalawa, intindihin bakit naging tama, bakit naging mali. Pangatlo, magmahal ng kapwa. Pang-apat, maniwala sa sarili. Kasi pagka alam mo yung pinauna mo yung takot, isipin nila di kaya, hindi alam, hindi marunong, yung ganon. Then pang-lima, syempre, makikinig at magpasalamat sa ating creator. Yun po.
Grabe, goosebumps. Sobrang goosebumps ako, sir. Kasi hearing our super mom stories makes us realize how powerful, loving, and strong they are.
Ayan. And syempre, hindi biro ng maging nanay, and yet, ang daming yung ginagawa with so much love and grace, sobrang nakaka-inspire.
Totoo. So to all the moms and mother figures out there, biological man yan, adoptive, solo, fur moms, happy Mother's Day to you all. You are valued, appreciated, and celebrated every single day.
Ayan. Thank you so much. And also for hindi lang sa mismong super moms natin, and also dun sa mga single parents, especially yung mga fathers na
Totoo.
nag-iisa. Ayan. So, para din po sa inyo ito, Happy Mother's Day or Father's Day na din. And to all our listeners, so if our conversation resonated with you today, so don't forget to share this episode with someone who needs to hear these amazing stories.
You may also subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Link is included in the description box.
And before we go, so may pa-homework kami para sa inyo. So what's one thing you want to say? Ayan. Ano ba yung gusto nyo sabihin to your or to do to your mother that you don't get to say often?
This has been Ray.
And that's for Paano Kaya. Until next time, Happy Mother's Day, Super Moms. Bye-bye!
Happy Mother's Day! Bye!